Year to date, condo sales mark up 18% when everything else is doing terrible. Believe
It's
it or not.
and yeah, we go through these little cycles, right? We've seen it in the COVID time where freehold went to the moon and then condos went just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And now the freehold market's tanking and stalling and sputtering. And I should say tank because it's not, but sputtering like that for a long time. Now condos have get some traction. Do we know why? I don't know. Is it the right condos that came up? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll go over the numbers later,
Yeah,
but
there's just so many variables to that puzzle, right? I mean, yeah. Let's see the numbers.
yeah. Well, we're real estate news and views with Mark and Diane. How about that?
Yeah.
I am going to show you some numbers, and
Yep.
I am shocked.
All right. Anyone who likes this video, hit the like, subscribe button for more information on the Barrie Simcoe real estate market, including condos. And we have some links at the top of our description pages in the video, links for free home evaluation and for home for buying a home based on your criteria, location. I'll put them there. They go to our web pages and their pages, and we can get you set up. So let's go through
And
the numbers.
and well, this is a market update for the Barrie area. This is a spreadsheet for Barrie condos. And just so the viewers know, there's not many condos in other markets in Simcoe County.
Oh, there's just not. There's
There's a
not.
little bit in Aurelia, there's a little bit in Wasaga Beach, like there's the odd, but the basic market in Simcoe County is Barrie for condos. There's lots.
That it is. Yep.
So
Yep.
what we see here, and this is what's kind of shocking, is we saw an uptick in January of freeholds too, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So
14.
here it was 20 and there was 33 sales this year, 20 last year.
Yep.
In February in freehold, we saw a big drop.
In freehold, we did. Yes.
And March.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
just remind people. So it
Yep.
was 142 last year in freehold. It was 165 in January, 14% increase. So there was an increase.
Yep.
Then in February, last year was 185. We went to 151, 18% down.
Mhm.
March, 230 last year, 166, 28% down for freehold.
Yep. And the list.
Condos,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
condos on the other hand, we saw 39% increase in January,
Yep.
a 33% in February, and a 5%. There was 37 last year, 35, 5% this year.
Decrease.
Decrease. But over the course of the 3 months, we're up 18%.
Yeah. No, no, that's good. It is good because condos are kind of flat. We've seen a lot of inventory, and there's still a lot of inventory, correct? There's 227 active listings in the condo market today, up 48%,
Yes.
correct?
Yes. So last year, 119.
Okay. So there's a lot of inventory. And people are going to ask, well, why so much inventory? You got to keep in mind that you know, Barrie's a big center. There's lots of projects that are being completed in the last year and a half. There's some already being completed. Even what's the one downtown, the big one down the street from me, the big tall building.
Debut.
What's it called?
Debut condos.
Debut. They have occupancy in some units right now. Look
Well,
at
you
oh,
know what, Mark? I went on their website to see prices and stuff, and I can't even get any information.
we did that last year too. We couldn't, but they're coming up, right? We've seen a lot of Pratt homes on Mapleview with those condos.
Oh, by
There,
my area.
your area, correct, Matt. So some of these take some time to come on the market. So again, speculators buy them, plan to make some money, toughen this market for that. They bought them a couple years, probably a year and a half ago, maybe two. So there's just a lot of inventory splurging on the market in the condo market, not just Barrie, it's across, GTA is experiencing the same thing. There's
Yes,
tons of inventory in the market. So
tons.
this is a breakdown for sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what's interesting to me. The 3 to 400, We have 14 actives because we know in that range is not a lot.
That's right. Yeah.
Last year, 5 sales, this year, 7.
Yeah.
4 to 566 active.
Mhm.
Last year, 13 sales, this year, 15.
15 divided by 66. So that's before you go on. So when we look at that, 23% of the inventory is selling in that range from 4 to 5, right? That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah, again, I always go that. So what is, I always keep saying that. So what's the other part of that inventory not doing? It's not selling. It's 77%.
Well,
That's a big,
Mark, yes, this to me is way more worrisome because 5 to 600 for a condo isn't a huge amount.
yep.
And we have 86 listings.
Yeah.
We only had 7 sales this year and 8 last year.
So let's just do the math. So 8% is selling, right?
So
92%.
92% is not, though.
There's a lot of product in that 5 to 6 range. There's a ton. So my advice to a seller, if you're in that range, you got to be priced better. You have to be priced better than what the market is. Look at the days on market are very, very important when you're thinking of listing a condo in that range today. Don't blend in with them all. Be better priced, be better presented, because that buyer has a lot to do, has a lot of choice. I mean, wow.
Well, I'm gonna pull up in on the board in between that range just to see
Yep.
because I haven't been looking into a lot of condos lately. I have no buyers or sellers in that range.
Yeah.
And that seems like a massive amount to me.
There's a lot. I've seen it. You see them when they're being listed. I see them. I see a ton of inventory. Anyway,
So between 6 and 7, there's 35, 2 sales this year, 2 last year.
so again, 5% of the inventory is selling, 95% isn't.
Mm-hmm. And
So
7 to 8, there's only 11. 3 sold this year, 4 last year.
it's funny, the 7 to 8 range, right? And we got higher ranges, there's less and less inventory. We're talking last year, we've seen a ton of inventory in these higher ranges.
Well,
That
this
bu-
is what I was,
Sorry.
listen, this is exactly what I was thinking. Is that in this range, we saw a heck of a lot more in the higher ranges than we are now.
Right. It's all grouped in that middle part of the market, right?
Yeah.
And we know where they are. I'm not going to be surprised when you pull up that 5 to 6 range where the inventory is. And and again, a lot have, higher condo fees. My building went up 57%. We weren't happy. It is what it is. But are also rates have coming down, so make it a little bit more affordable. Is it
Oh, wait.
spiraling out of control that buyers are coming back condo? No, but it's better than what it was. Say
I just
that.
got a message, Mark. Um, uh, Bond market is increasing. The fixed rate is going to go up.
Well, it is going up because the bond yields went up last 2 days. They're gone up today massively because what's going on. So the bond yield
Tariffs have been paused. Now the bond rate's going back up. So here we go again.
it's going back up, but they've been going up the last 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Really strong yesterday, like
But
massively
the
strong yesterday.
fixed rate, we were talking about this before. They don't make a change every day. They wait a bit.
Yeah, they're going to go back up.
Yeah.
I knew that.
So
So,
8 to 9, there was 4 listings only, and there's no sales either year.
yep, yep.
9 to 1 million, there's 3 active. There was 1 sold this year, none last year.
Okay.
And over 1 million, there was 5. There's 5 actives, 0 sales this year, 1 last year.
Yeah, there's one of my building at what 2 point. It's a massive condo unit though. 2 million change, 2.4. But yeah,
I don't know how many people can afford those things. I mean, it's
not many.
definitely a niche buyer there.
Yeah, it is. That buyer's not concerned about rates. That buyer's not concerned with what's going on. They get the money. And we've seen that in the freehold market, right? We see
Mm-hmm.
stuff, mid here, Snow Valley area, in the 2 million doesn't last a week, right? It's
Yeah.
not fake, right? So we go, how can that be? It's listed 5 days. But the perception is out there, Dan, is that everybody's hurting. And they're not. Everybody's not hurting. Right now in our market, I believe that it's pulled back a bit, like huge this month, the last couple of weeks, of what's going on. People are scared to make a move till there's some stronger evidence of what's going to happen, right? Like, can you imagine being in a job sector affected by this? We're affected by this greatly. We're not busy. Let's face it, we're not busy.
No mortgage agents,
They're not busy.
real estate agents, like, okay, what was that range we really want to look at? Five to
Five to
six,
six,
right?
5 to 6. Yeah.
Um, anything to do with the housing industry, builders, contractors, like everybody's dying over here.
Tough right now, right? And
We have
again,
89 now, Mark.
I'm sorry.
We have 89. They're actually up from,
Right. Let's look at some of the inventory. Give the viewers some inventory, and folks, really look at this. If you have a condo, you're thinking of listing it, look what's going on. You got to see what the market is doing. There's a
so
lot
this,
of rain.
well, and I think this is three bed, four bath, over 1,800 square feet.
Where's it located?
This is, I think it's one of those townhouses.
Oh yeah, not a go. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. It is. It is. They have a high fee. I like them. Like, you got some space, but it's just too high of a fee.
Let me see what the fee is. Yeah, it's one of those 4 story, 3 or 4 story things, right?
Like a townhome kind of style. That square footage, 7 and a quarter.
$724.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Well, you
So,
could buy a townhouse in the sixes for that.
right,
You can get
right,
approved for the same amount, right?
right. Well, you can get approved. The buyer buying that should be looking at a townhouse if they're looking at that style. Would you want to pay 700 and some dollars for property maintenance? I don't think so. In
No.
wind, I don't think so.
Oh God. This one, and I think it's on Loggers Run. The fee is
840.
$840.
It's a lot of money.
I mean, they're 1,400 square feet. They're a decent size. They're older,
We
but
sold
the
one last year in that area right there. No finished basement. We got 465.
yeah, I mean, holy, it's the fee here. These fees are craziness.
These are high. Go to some buildings. Let's get out of that
Yeah,
apartment.
that's what I'm trying to do. So Ellen Street, 75 Ellen Unit 105, 509, 2 bed, 2 bath, over 1,000 square feet.
Right.
This is also going to be a big fee.
Massive fee. Love the location. Don't like the fee. Not a big fan of the building. It's pretty old.
It's on
That's
the main floor too.
dated. I mean, that's not dated. I mean, that's fixed up compared to some of them in there. But the fee is high. And I think that's what really stops a lot of people because they're very fee based, and it has its ups and downs,
A
right?
1,033.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a
A
five
lot of
hundred
money.
dollar condo. That's a lot of money,
It
right?
is. Oh, here's one on veterans. So this little, do you know it's 509, 3 bed, 2 bath. 543 is the price of the fee,
Right.
which is still high to me. But these are the ones that have like 10 or 12 units in each building.
Correct. Like the location, like the buildings, like the floor
It's
plans in
cute, and
there.
most of them are cute, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's the stairs to get to the main level.
Yeah, there's some stairs.
And then there's stairs to go up to the bedroom, right?
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, there is.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure. Hold on. I've shown these units.
Not shouldn't be in those ones. In the townhouse style, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
you're wow. Okay.
Yeah, these ones are 2 floors.
All right.
So you go stairs up to get into the main, and then stairs up to get into the bedrooms.
So kind of ideal for a younger demographic. Older demographics not looking at that, right?
Exactly.
They're not
Exactly.
that at all. right?
Rose Street. Well, and the thing is, you can almost buy a detached for that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see some other ones.
I'm trying to get into some buildings here. But like my point here is look at how many in the fives are those townhouses with the big fees.
Well, let's
It's
look at that
nearly
buy.
this whole page. It's 25.
Right, but also we look at a
Okay,
prep
we finally got one at 75 Ellen. 2 bedroom, 2 bath.
we're going to see a lot in the culinary by Pratt. That's where we're going to see a lot of the units. Like that doesn't show bad.
No, this one's cute. It's the crappier building, but it's still cute. The view's not horrible.
He's great.
There's a little gym and a pool in there, right?
Mhm.
But what are the fees here? 1,145.
Problem. It's going to sit, right? That doesn't make it attractive, right? I'm
Well,
glad
no,
to see the market year to date up, a lot of inventory, but again,
for that
it's
extra 1,100, you can get a $700,000.
yeah, but I think a condo buyer is specific. They want to live in a condo for the lifestyle, right? They want to live
Yeah, but you
again.
got to get approved for the damn thing.
Yeah, but we're not talking about a 25-year-old. We're going to talk about in my building as an example. You know what? There's not too many 25-year-olds. There's more 50, 60, 70-year-olds, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess a smaller, younger demographic, but it's that say that demographic, you know what? We're done with the house. Kids have gone away. We only need this now. They like the amenities, you know what I mean? Yeah, you pay for them, but we're not shoveling, we're not cutting grasses. We have all the nice amenities. So that comes with a price tag.
Okay, Mark, Ferndale, which is not far from the water. Fees are 443, 444, sorry, 83.
That's not bad.
Two, no, 2 bed, 1 bath, 529, penthouse suite, they're saying.
The layouts are fantastic in these units. That's one thing they're very good. They feel roomy.
They do feel roomy. I've been in there and like they're not big, but they don't feel like you don't feel like you're being.
No, I like the layouts. Sizes are good. But again, it comes down to that buyer having a lot of choice today, right? And I like that location.
Yeah, this one's not, it's not bad.
Hmm.
I wanted to look at the culinary lane.
That's where these are all fairly new builds.
Well, and this one is under 1,000 square feet, 529, 2 bed, 1 bath. I like the layout.
I don't like the pictures.
The pictures don't do
Good
it
God.
justice.
Spend the money and get
Okay,
professional.
so the fee here, Mark, is 440.
Mhm.
But my issue is it going to stay at 440? I don't even think it's a year old.
It's not going to.
Okay, so
So,
let's talk about that a bit.
so what happens? The builder has a property management company. What they come involved in the new builds. They get a board of directors, right? President. I think there's 6 other members. Have 6 members, I believe. And then they're going to have to do some studies in the building. And probably if they were smart, they would bring in engineers or someone with some really good past experience and guide that board on what, these why we see the fees need to go up and justify why they need to go up. Ours went up 57%, and they did it over 50 years. Like, I think it was a mistake. I think it was too high. But then you think about it, okay, there's pros and cons. Take the hit now, or do you take it later on? And we made a mistake. We misbudgeted. We didn't plan on things. So they're giving themselves a pretty big cushion. So
So
we can,
the new condo board has to establish a maintenance and replacement values, like you said, over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So they need a reserve fund and money in the bank account to be able to pay for all these expenses. So the maintenance yearly and then upgrades and things necessary as time goes on. So
Correct.
what the builder sets a fee that's really not,
That's not in there.
it's not based on any of that.
No,
So
no.
once you have occupancy and you have people the people living there own the condo, you all own a portion. So those become the board members that actually look at the expenses and set the fees going forward. And unfortunately, to sell it, a builder can like make the fee look very attractive until it's actually taken over by the residents.
They can, and that's what happened here, right? And my fee was 495. Now I'm paying 748. I knew at 495, like 495 for the amenities that we got. We got two rooftop patios. We got a great gym. We got a great entertaining room, Kenzie room. We got a great spa. I knew it was way too cheap. I knew that, and I said, you know what? Don't get comfortable with this 495 price point because it's not going to be true. I didn't expect that. I thought maybe 657. They went 750. But we won't see increases again for several. We won't see them. I really believe we will not see them in this building because they were so proactive in the beginning to let's get ahead of this now. So later on, 5 years, 10 years, we don't hit it with assessment or we misjudged it. Okay, let's pad this reserve fund for the unknown. And a new building built during COVID time. Right?
So
So
when
there's
you're buying as a buyer, either a pre-built or one that hasn't been assessed yet and it's
Mhm.
going off, um, it's still going off like the builder's fee, be ready for a big increase. Like,
Yeah, you have to be prepared. You have to be. I mean, I know some people paying 13, 1400 bucks based on their size. So I saw a unit sold in here, what, I think 3 weeks ago, 1,000 square feet facing the, not the water side, facing the city side, we'll say. Love the floor plan. I love everything about it. But their fees are like 1,200 bucks almost. So it's not based on, my valuation was higher, but they had more square footage. So condo fees are all based off of square footage, not values in a sense, right?
yes.
So bigger floor plan. Oh, you got two parking locations. Oh, that. Oh, you have we have these things that we'll call them lifts where it's all going to create the value. So
But if
that
you would have bought it, if they would have bought that a year and a half ago, it probably would have said 600 or 700 bucks
lower,
lower.
probably. Like it was high. It was like, so that becomes a part where how attractive is that unit now to buyers going, hey, I like the price I paid for it. We're going to make what I like the price, but I'm paying 1,200 bucks condo fees plus property taxes.
But when
Oh,
you looked at yours a year and a half ago compared to Nautica, yours look cheap. They look great.
too cheap, which I knew. So this is, don't get used to this. I told,
Well, you knew, but did some of the buyers back then,
probably not.
were they told that?
Probably not. But
That's,
they don't know, right? I mean, the builder, to me, the builder has no obligation to tell them. It's none of, it doesn't have to anything to do with them. Whatever the board decides, our board was very proactive in it, I felt. Maybe a little too proactive, but
but
more
you
you
and I, when you first bought that, you and I, because we know how the system works, we talked about, well, yeah, the fee's low, but it's not going to stay low. Like,
100%. 100%.
yeah, we already knew that.
Right.
The
And
average consumer isn't going to know that, but hopefully their agent tells them.
well, right. And I hope so too. And that's the thing, right? Like get it. My biggest advice is to, get as much information as you can on the building. You know what I mean? Go through, make sure your lawyer. Okay, here's another big thing. Make sure your lawyer goes through the status certificate. I'm telling you right now, folks. And a lot of them go, they skim it. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it looks okay. Well, shouldn't be okay for you. If they say, you know what, for me to go through the whole document, I'm going to make this up. It might take me 4 hours. Spend the money. Trust me when I tell you that. If because my lawyer didn't do me any justice on by not going through the details, and it cost me. So if I can avoid that for somebody else, please do. Because
I remember that you were fuming.
livid. So spend the money. Tell them, no, let's just do a half hour skim. spend the proper time, it costs you more, so be it. That's the kind of thing you need to know, right? They're going to look at everything, but they're, you know what it's like,
Yeah.
spend the money. So, but there's some
Okay.
good buildings in the community too.
There is. And it seems like even though there's a lot of inventory and not a lot of sales, it's still percentage wise and number wise looks better than the freehold market.
You know, yeah, it does. It does. You know, I hope to see some more inventory in the eights and nines ranges. More people looking at Nautica. I haven't found them anything in 2 years. They're very specific what they want for the right view and the right unit size hasn't come up.
I
So
know it's not, it's like there's a large percentage of the smaller units like near me, like the culinary and spice and all those.
there's lots there for sale. There's a lot. And you know, as you know, it means I don't know how many more projects there's projects on the books for the city of Barrie. I don't know how many active projects for condos are being worked on now, other than debut and culinary area over there on Mapleview. I really can't think of any other areas where they got a lot of projects.
I was just driving down Young Street.
Yeah.
You know where those Young Street condos are that you like?
Oh yeah, yeah. I seen
Okay,
someone.
well, yeah, there's two or three areas now
Yes.
between Mapleview and Big Bay that are being flattened.
Yeah. And there's one over by that retirement home too that's being done too. It's almost like, I mean, they don't have occupancy yet, but so there's gonna be some more units become so inventory, it won't be surprised to see inventory grow in the next 12 to 15 months.
I think so too.
Anyway, I think we've wrapped it up.
Yeah,
Remember, hit the subscribe button. Okay. We need followers and we like when people follow. It helps with the algorithm of our channels. And got
drop us a
questions
comment or a question.
or call us. See you.
Perfect. See ya.